Welcome back to the Shakti tutorials. Today's episode is all going to be about hands, wrists and forearms. And those areas really depend on healthy circulation for optimal movement. In today's working environments, most of us type away on the computer all day long, and that can create discomfort in those areas. So that's why we're going to spoil those body parts today. If your hands and fingers are a problem area for you, you might want to try the Shakti Acupressure ring. The ring is specifically designed to help circulation in your fingers and also help you with stress relief through that movement, through the use of the ring. Simply roll the ring up and down each finger for about 20 to 40 times, and that way you're going to stimulate the acupressure points in your fingers. Just as you can decide on the intensity of a ShaktiMat session, you can also choose between different strength levels of the ShaktiMat. The ShaktiMat Original is really great for beginners and also for advanced users. And the ShaktiMat Original has about 6,000 spikes. The light version has about 8,000 spikes. And it's great for beginners or people who are a little more sensitive to pain and who are looking for an experience that is a little more gentle. The advanced version has only 4,000 spikes. So that's really good for people who are into deep tissue massage and are up for a bit of a challenge. Whatever mat you choose, you can always reduce the intensity of your Shakti session by wearing a thin shirt or putting a cloth between yourself and the mat. Start by kneeling beside your mat. And stretch your arms out in front of you and start by circling the wrists here a little bit. First in one direction and then into the other direction. Just to loosen them up a little bit. And slowly place your hands onto the mat. See if you can press each fingertip into the circle of spikes here. And from here, still in a kneeling position, you can slowly shift your weight from hand to hand, sort of rocking sideways, back and forth. And if you like, you can even lift your hips a little bit. And by that, you transfer more pressure onto your hands. Stay here for as long as comfortable. And then bring your hips back onto your heels. Now you might see a few red dots on your palms, and that's totally normal. It's the increased blood circulation happening in those targeted areas. Now let's get an extra stretch for our wrists. Stretch one arm out in front of you, as if you were saying stop to a person. Then rotate it clockwise down until your fingertips are pointing towards the floor. With your other hand, pull on your fingers, keeping the arm stretched out here, until you feel a stretch in your wrists. And hold here for a few breaths, just a moment, enjoy that stretch. And then release. Once you're a little more accustomed to your ShaktiMat, you can try to go into downward facing dog with me. I'll take you through. Start in a kneeling position right next to your mat. Slowly come onto your knees and place your hands right underneath your shoulders. So you should be in a quadruple position here now. Knees right underneath your hips. Again, try to have your fingertips really amidst one circle of your ShaktiMat, of the tips of your ShaktiMat. Now lengthen your spine, take a deep breath in. Lift your chest slightly, and on your exhalation, tuck your toes under, and then lift your knees off the ground. Pushing down through your hands. Lengthen your spine, keep a slight bend in your knees, relax your neck. Take a few deep breaths here. And then after a while, bring your knees back down to the ground. And sit back down onto your heels. Well done. To nourish your forearms, Simply come back into the kneeling position next to your mat. Simply place your forearms onto the mat in front of you, spreading the fingers wide. Leave the elbow off the mat though. And here you can start to shift your weight from forearm to forearm. Just play around here a little bit. If you want a little more, you can then slowly lift your hips and place more weight onto your forearms. You might have to adjust your knees here a little bit. Keep the breath calm and steady. Stay here for as long as you like. It's always up to you how intense you want to make your ShaktiMat session. If you're a little more advanced though, and you're up for a bit of a challenge, you can then tuck your toes under. Slowly lift your knees off the ground. Relax your head, keep a slight bend in your knees, and focus back on your breath. Stay here for a few minutes or just a few breaths. And once you've had enough, simply place your knees back down onto the mat and shift your hips onto your heels. You can keep the arms stretched out in front of you, keep them loosely on the mat, and rest your forehead on the ground. Another option is to bring the arms to the sides of your body. And then you can come up on an inhalation, preferably lengthening your spine. Exhale, relax the shoulders, place your hands onto your thighs. And through your perches, you've actually supported the beautiful craftspeople behind your mat. Shakti employees are supported by a living wage, bonuses, an emergency medical fund, and further investment for their families' health and education. If you want to know more about that topic, be sure to click on the link below this video. In the last video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the ShaktiMat for the abdominal region and also the sides, which is an area where a lot of people experience discomfort. So it's great for muscle restoration and soothing muscles there as well. I'll see you then. Take care.